Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Kate Luke. I'm the marketing specialist here with Hasmark Publishing International, and I am joined today by my co-host, Jen Gibson. She is the Director of Publishing and Marketing with Hasmark, and we are here today to talk to you about a three-book sort of series that's going to be launching with us, 2 books and a workbook titled Working Towards Equilibrium After Trauma. The second book is Practical Tools for Equilibrium, and then the third is the Equilibrium Recovery Workbook. We're so excited to talk to this author about their resilience and their story and everything that they've been through. So thank you, Ingo, for joining us today and sharing with us this vulnerable aspect of your life and your healing journey.
Thank you very much for having me.
I want to start by asking how this book sort of came to be, and what does sharing your story and your vulnerability with the world sort of mean to you?
I was sexually abused as a child outside of my family, and also there was a mental illness in my family, and there were a lot of kind of obstacles and some experiences that children should not experience. So there was kind of a lot in my backpack when I went out in life, and I was hitting kind of glass walls all over the place, walls that I couldn't see, bumping into all kinds of obstacles in my life. I didn't understand why, what was happening, why it did not function, what was the problem, and I was taking endlessly, read all these self-help books that I could get my hands over, studied psychology as much as I could, and tried to understand what was going on, and nothing made sense. And it was tough, really tough, and everything was kind of hidden. I didn't remember anything from my childhood. I remember there was a photo album of me, typical child on a blanket. And one day, as a teenager, I took the album, tore out the photos, ripped them apart, and threw it into the bin. Completely lost my mind. I didn't understand why. And all kinds of stuff like this, anger toward my childhood, and I didn't understand why. And my parents, they were not capable of addressing it, and and I went out in life. I got lucky. I met a wonderful woman, got married, had 2 children. We were together for 18 years. And somehow I wasn't functioning properly, emotionally. I was, as I went, when I had gone through all the stuff, and I sat down with my children and I talked to them about this time when they were kids, stuff like that, because it's so important to sit down with your closest one and explain to them why was I so distant, and it was not their fault, because when you're stuck in the environment and there is no explanation on what's going on, then children we always find the answers, because we can always find something that we could have done better. Everybody does that, and we tend to go into that space when we have no explanations. And so I sat down with my daughters and went through this period in life, and explained to them why I was so distant and all that. And it was a really revolutionary, good experience for them, because they thought it was their fault. We were playing, I was making jokes, a lot of fun, laughter, and suddenly there's like that house gone, completely shut out, nobody home. They blame themselves for it. It's so important to because we are in this together, and we have to help each other to step up from these consequences. And then when I was in my 40-something, 43, 4 or so, then I was working through a codependency program. Then the memory started to surface. It was like one photo, and then it clicked together into a short film. And it was horrible, but good at the same time. Because it was, everybody has secrets. But to me, secrets are only nothing problems. But those type of secrets that you carry, we are going to take them to the grave with us. But the thing is, they are taking us to the grave. And you reach at some point in your life, either you speak or you die. It's not complicated. You're so full of pain. And either you speak or you take your own life. That's not the complicated part. And then I was, and it was hidden for over 40 years. And I asked them upstairs, why didn't I know? Why was I kept in the dark all this time for decades? And after talking a lot to them, okay, I'm going to keep on with my life, but I want the answer. And sometime later, I don't know, remember, the answer came, and the answer was that the child within me, the broken child, it didn't trust me in the now until I found some solutions that the child within knew I could process my pain through. Because if I would have known everything without any tools to address it, I wouldn't have made it. I would have taken my life. So it's a beautiful in its sense, because my inner child was taking care of me. It loved me that much that it was making sure I would survive. And I wrote about it in the books. And so then I was getting stronger and stronger, and thought, okay, now I'm ready to address the core source of my pain, sexual abuse that I endured, and started to work on it and search the internet, all the solutions, where can I go, and all that stuff. And I came up empty-handed, simply because I'm a man. I'm a male. This happened when it was back in 2007. Back then, it only happened to women, and the only perpetrator were men, not women. And it was, but I knew better. So so I started to work with the tools that I had, and then all of a sudden, many of my friends started to call me. Are you okay? Everybody was asking me, are you okay? And then I asked, why is everybody calling me? Asking me, are you okay? So I stopped working on these issues, took a closer look at where I was standing, and I was not in a good place. So you cannot do this alone. It's impossible. And you have to have tools to work on it. And there were no tools available. So one of those guys that were calling me gave me a name, a man that had the same experience, and took me only 3 months to call him. It takes time to take the first step. And we met, and I always, I know if I, pain is good in its own way because it's telling me what I need to work on. And I know that if I work on the pain, my life will be better afterwards. So I write a lot. I wrote everything down, everything that came, because I knew if I would not address it now, it will come again, but in larger scale, different approach, longer period in front of it, and more hurtful. So I start writing everything down, and when I 15 pages later, I stopped and asked myself, what are you doing? Are you writing yourself to death? There is no constructive, we need some kind of a theme here or a construction and regarding where are you heading. So in pure pain and anxiety, I went onto the web, found 12 steps from a codependency program, copied it and changed it, put it into perspective that I could work through, and put everything I had written down into this framework. And that was so good. Then I felt at ease, called this guy, told him what I did, and he just came running, and we went through it. And that was the beginning. Then I thought I was, okay, now I'm good. We can go out in life and be merry and happy and all that, and ran into a wall. So I needed more work. So I just did that and worked with a lot of people. Helping others is helping you. And a few years later, I started a blog when I was working with people because I was always repeating myself. So I put the blog out there, and that became bigger and bigger. And then when my pain had gone away and I was feeling good, then I felt that it was my time to step away and let others take the lead. And then I asked myself questions very had a large effect on my life, and asked myself, okay, Ingo, what are you going to do with this experience, knowledge, and this material? Are you going to take it to the grave? And it's quite simple, no. So I wrote the Icelandic book. It took me only 5 years, and I can say I survived it. There was at least 3 times that I remember was quite tangible that I was about to say goodbye to you all, because it was a huge responsibility to write a book like this, because what I was mostly afraid of was there some blanks? Was I leading somebody into a place where people got stuck? That was my biggest fear. So I had to take everything, go into every pain, all the aspects at once, and try to create a kind of constructive environment, and not forgetting anything, and right enough to people can start, and not too much, so I would take the initiative away from people. And then I set up a procedure. If I was going into the pain, I would simply lift my hands away from the keyboard, didn't finish the word even, and back carefully away. Take a few days break. And it was I was quite happy with that book. But it was 14, 15. So people have been coming to me ever since, and they are constantly somebody asking for my assistance. And of course, it was good to take a little bit a break away from the book, and everything matures, grows, and then COVID-19, it didn't leave me alone to finish, because people were asking, where is the workbook? So in 2019, I decided to sit down and rewrite the English book, and what I've learned ever since. And now this time it's been different. My mind is getting spiritually, emotionally very strong. And now today I have to read my body regarding the stress factor and the strain that is on my body. And often when my body is saying no, stop and go, sit down, rest, then I stop and take a look, and I might be in a traumatic situation, which is abnormal to actually to carry on, because the body, he doesn't know how to lie, and the strain will come out in the body. And this time around, it's been taking about 5 years to write this book also, or these books, and my body has been complaining a lot, and my systems are not functioning properly, and I've been hospitalized a little bit too many times, because some say I'm like a dog with a bone. If I see something or a wagon horse, I just am I here and I'm going, and then I sometimes have to take it down and see what am I putting my body through and all that stuff. So I've been dealing with health issues now for about 10 years, deteriorating. I'm 63, and my goal now is just to pay forward what I know, all the accumulated knowledge, experience, and working with people, the insight I got. Just it's not supposed to be laying beside me in my coffin. It's supposed to be up on the surface so others can read it. I also need this book, because through this process, I've grabbed the book and read it to get myself back together. I need it as much as any other. I'm not that perfect. I'm just a Homo sapiens, and trying to figure out life. And so I'm here just to pay forward what I know, and leave everything possible up on the surface, so others can use it. And this journey now with these books now, I'm alive, and it's been close call a few times, because I've forgotten sometimes to take care of my body, and I even had to call the ambulance the other day on myself. So, but there is, just like in the issues regarding all wounds and trauma, we just have to find the answers. The answers is always out there. There is only one thing that is forbidden, and that is to give up. And often when the most turmoil situation is going on, that's often when we're closest to our answers. So that's the short version of my life. And actually, it's like these books are actually kind of my bio, my life story, in a way. I just realized that the other day.
Excellent. Can you share with us a little bit more about your journey to healing?
Yeah. The healing is, we might have to look first at the core problem to get to healing is, the most hidden aspect of survivalism is detachment. We disconnect our emotions. And it is actually quite common behavior and accepted behavior in our society. So it's extremely hidden. And it's a defense mechanism. It's not a solution. And this is the strongest tool at the same time, and really important that we use it. But we have to get ourselves into environment, which is my books or somebody else's. Just find the solution that fits you. And so the most important part is actually awareness. We disconnect ourselves and we don't know we are doing it. It's a common practice. And when I started to work on my issues, I didn't know how they were affecting my life. I was completely blank. But and everybody is like that. But we need to gain awareness about where we are, and that's the first step in the healing. Because if you don't have a face on your issues, then you can't work on it because you don't know what you're working on. And what can I say? And the key is to find the triggers. That what triggers you, and we have to map out our life. We have to start to take a peek a little bit behind the curtains of ourselves. What is there something creating a turmoil in our daily life? And what is it? And trace from there. Because we are so full of all kinds of turmoil that is affecting our emotional life, anger, suspicion. We have trust issues, lots of stuff. And we need to gain clarity. What is going on? And see it and hear it. And work from there. Then we have to have clarity to be able to work on anything. If our mind is spinning all the time, there is no space to do anything. So first of all, gain clarity. And the beauty about that is you are assembling your own tool chest, your own mental tool chest at the same time, which makes you better in addressing everything that comes. Because if you don't have any tools, you can't do anything. You will end up in a valley somewhere, and you will say goodbye to this life because there's no solutions. And you're constantly walking into glass walls. So the healing is a journey. It's not an easy one, but it's full of victories on the way. And one step at a time, start with gaining clarity on your own life today. You don't have to focus on the sexual abuse because that has already happened. We are dealing with consequences. We are going to focus on getting rid of the consequences. We're going to end the trail to the to the wounds is through the memories. And the pain is the guide, kind of a guide. If you are in pain, that's abnormal. Embrace the pain, tell the pain, it's okay. We are in this together, and we will figure it out. And we are alive, which means you are resilient, you're clever, you have been studying, you've been trying to find some tools. And what you've done so far is the foundation of moving forward. Don't throw it away. These tools have kept you alive. They're really, really valuable. And step by step, I put everything in the books, what I know. And if people can use that as a framework to begin with, that's wonderful. That would make me very happy. And then in the end, everybody has to make their own tool chest, because we are all coming from different places, different background, cultures, belief systems, and all that. But every step at a time, every knowledge that people have is valuable. It's not useless. It's really, really good, because actually our consequential behavior has kept us alive. And that is really, really valuable. So don't throw it away. Just address it with love and kindness, and tell the consequential behavior that I'm going to step in now. We're going to figure this out together. We don't have to be in the consequential behavior anymore, but we will do this together. Gradually move away from the state of mind. It's like me. I grew up in a household that is not the best household you could get, and the experience that I endured was not recommended. So I did not get any response that this environment and all that happened to me was abnormal. Nobody told me. And except one person. And I named one of my daughter after that person. And so I had a normal reaction to abnormal situation. And but when I got out in life, it turned on me, because I didn't finish working on my issues. So I had abnormal reaction to normal situation. And that is basically what we have to reverse. And the beauty about it, it's learned behavior. Then that means we can learn something else. So it will be okay.
Wonderful. And what is it that you hope that survivors, families, caretakers, anyone that is directly affected by this topic takes away from this book and the second and the workbook?
It is my hope that they create kind of a better understanding how to address our issues, how our mind works, because we have to do this together. And we cannot leave the family and loved ones out in the dark, because we can be really difficult to be around when we fall into our consequential behavior. And nobody died. We are more when we get stuck in our vortex, consequential behavior, we are more in an emotional coma. We are searching for our ER. Where can I get oxygen? Where can I get tools to get out of it? And we have to do this together. But everybody has to take the steps towards a loved ones, tell them about what happened on that on their own time, when they're ready, and if they're ready. If you are in a dangerous situation, get out of it as soon as possible. But I hope that people will gain more understanding of what's going on, because it can be really hard to talk to us, because we approach life in a manner we are not afraid to die. We are afraid to live. And most people are not like that. So that is kind of our core bias of how we approach life. And we don't know how to use emotions. We have to learn to use what is love. And often, many cases, not all the cases, we learn that when somebody shows us love and kindness, something horrible is going to happen afterwards. So we categorize like love, kindness in the wrong categories. Anger also, because if many people that are brought up or experience abuse in relationship and all that, when brought up in such an environment, that's normal to them. So they categorize abusive relationship. This is safe. I know this stuff. I can go into that. I know how to function in this. There are all kinds of aspects that we have to take a look at. And there's one chapter in the book that is a new me, which I think is really important, because when you work through your pain and all your issues, then the everyday life starts. And we are not very good at that. So I try to address some topics, foundational topics in there. And that is where our lot comes strongly in when we are learning how to function in everyday life. We have to create a safe space to talk and go through how to function, just normal emotions. Talk about it and heal from it. And yeah.
Right. Why is now the right time for you to put this book out and share what you've learned through your years of healing?
I think every time is correct in itself. We often think that we are in control, but everything is somehow correct in the universe. There's been a lot of change since I stepped out. Now it is accepted that man happens to man also. So the environment is totally different. We didn't even have vocabulary about so many aspects of, for example, sexual harassment. That word didn't, when 2008, we didn't have it. There is so much development has been taking place throughout the years, which is so good. And we should talk a lot more. And for me, it's kind of a time to just release, put out there what I know, and let kind of let go of all this and just carry on. I have no idea what future will bring me, but nobody knows anyway, so it's okay.
That's it. And what would you say is sort of the most hidden aspect of survivalism?
I would say the disconnection. At the same time, the strongest tool that we have, detachment, and it's justifiable and kind of built into the society, but it's a coping mechanism, and that is not a solution. We can kind of function throughout life in it, but we are not living. But I think that is the biggest hidden aspect of it. And and we are completely clueless of the effects it has on our lives.
How did the writing process affect you? Was it cathartic to share your personal story in a way that would help others?
It was good and bad. It was first interviews I did back in the days. It took me weeks to prepare and weeks to recover, and but it was relieving, and because I did not do anything wrong. It was not my fault, but the society, they judge us, and it was like for me, I was just a average Joe, no history of any substance abuse or anything, and I could have been anybody. So when I stepped out and did the first interview, I think it hit a lot of people. I knew a lot of people and all that stuff, but it was huge effect, and also I was a male, and that was really relieving, because I felt relief because I was letting go of the shame. I was letting go of the silence. I did not do anything wrong. It was not my fault. It was the people that abused me, that was their fault. They created that. It's never your fault. Everybody can walk away from violence. Everybody. And so it's never our fault, the victims. And it was huge relief. Huge relief.
What would you say sets this book apart from potentially others that discuss the healing journey and cover this same theme or topic?
First of all, every book is unique and beautiful. And there is no one right answer for everything and everybody. But the way I approach it is I talk to the reader in first and second person, not third. So there is so many material out there that is in the third person, so which means that the person reading the material cannot objectify himself. So it doesn't get into the core of your heart. You can stay a little bit outside, but when you're reading the book, you're talking to yourself. You cannot escape yourself. And another that I want to mention is I urge everybody to take all the knowledge and wisdom that you have accumulated so far and use it. It's not a waste. Some address that what you've done so far is completely useless, throw it away. You have to rebuild from scratch. I'm not there. I believe that we're seekers. Everybody who buys the book is a seeker and has done something really tremendous in their lives. And we build on that. We are accumulating the knowledge that is already there. We need to tweak a little bit, maybe, but everybody has to do that. Then it's also called progress in life. So what we've done so far is really great. You're alive and kicking, and you're seeking, searching, and that makes you a hero in my eyes. And that's maybe the main difference. I'm not saying everybody says that what you've done so far is useless, but some do. I am not there. You might have to twist a little bit, get a screwdriver and turn the adjustment a little bit. It often doesn't take much. But yeah, just follow your heart, it knows the way.
Excellent. What do you want to say to victims who are wondering if they should take steps towards healing?
So, first of all, you didn't do anything wrong, as I mentioned. And just take a look inside. If you are disconnecting, I'm wearing a black t-shirt now, and that is a sign of defense. My wardrobe was black, completely black. I didn't know why. It's a defense mode. It's not there anymore. I just have to be in a black one now. And there's so many things. Is your mind constantly thinking about something that you should maybe not be thinking about? Is the turmoil? Just check out what's going on. You have nothing to lose. And I don't have all the answers for everybody. Nobody has. And if you don't find the answers you need in my books, just keep on searching. That is the answers for you is out there. And if you think about placement, where I position my books is what I sometimes call what then. You're done with the procedure, you maybe went to through the legal system, and then everyday lives take over. That's where I come in. After the incident, and my goal is to help as many as possible to stand up in their own life, to keep on seeking, to be able to go out there and fill in, go to yoga or meditation or study something, but you will be able to do that. That is where I place my position in this all. I don't have all the answers, but I'm trying to create a foundation that people can stand on and go out and play and seek.
Wonderful. It's so important. Now, where can people find a copy of book one? When does it launch? And where can people learn more about you online?
So I have a website. It's Equilibrium Today, equilibrium.today. And all the information are on that website. And the launch date is 24th of April now. So I'm getting excited. It's getting out there. And if the responses are good, then I'll see where it will take us. But I'm aiming to do something more, create courses and set up a YouTube channel and podcast. And we just have to see. If nobody wants to read the book, then it's quite simple. But at least I've taken this gift that I got back in 2008, and I'm gonna leave it on the surface so everybody can grab it.
Absolutely.
So,
well, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for chatting with us today. We know that this book really is going to touch a lot of people and really help. And your resilience and strength is so important, and it's going to help so many people. So thank you.
thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Wonderful.